Putin just left India, and while everyone focused on the handshakes and photo ops, something massive happened behind closed doors. In 72 hours, they signed deals that will change how much you pay for petrol the next month, whether your cousin gets that overseas job, even how India trades without touching a single US dollar. The biggest announcement? It wasn't even in the headlines. Here's what actually went down that nobody is talking about. Russian banks are opening branches in India, physical branches right next to your SBI and HDFC. They've built a payment system that completely bypasses the US dollar. $100 billion worth of trade, a new trade routes that cuts shipping costs by 40%, everything from electronics to fuel gets cheaper. Nuclear deals that locks electricity rates for the next 30 years. And here's what shocked everyone. Russia wants to hire lakhs of Indians. We're talking about 3 lakhs monthly salaries. But the real game changer, it's not what you think. Let me put this in perspective. Imagine you want to do business with someone, but the only payment system you're allowed to use blocks both of you. You can't pay them, they can't pay you. That's India, Russia right now. So what did they do? They built their own system, their own routes, their own everything, and that changes the game completely. By the way, I'm Nikhil. I'm a chartered accountant by profession with nearly 2 decades of experience with EY, PwC, and one of India's top wealth management firm before launching my own startup. And this is Finicky, where I simplify money the same way I practice it. Now let's break down these 9 deals and see exactly how they will impact your life. Deal number 1, the $100 billion target that changes everything. Everyone saw the diplomatic handshakes, but what they missed was this number, 100 billion. That's what India and Russia plan to trade by 2030. But here's the problem nobody's discussing. Right now, our trade stands at 67.8 billion. Sounds impressive until you see the breakdown. Russia sells us 63.8 billion, mostly oil. We sell them 4.9 billion. Think about the ratio. For every rupee Russia spends on Indian goods, we spend 13 rupees on theirs. This is unsustainable, and for both countries know it. So Vision 2030 aims to fix this massive imbalance. Here's what's about to happen. Indian pharmaceuticals will enter every Russian pharmacy. Our textiles in every Moscow department store, our automobile components in every Russian vehicles, our electronics in millions of Russian homes. Now, why would you care about export numbers? When Indian companies get billion-dollar Russian orders, they scale up production. Scaling up means bulk purchasing of raw materials. Bulk purchasing of raw material drives the cost down. That medicine you buy becomes cheaper. Those auto parts for your car becomes cheaper. Everyday electronics becomes much cheaper. It's basic economics, but the impact on your monthly budget will be real. For Russia, this isn't just business, it's actually survival. Europe has cut them off. China's exploiting their desperation. India becomes their most reliable partner, not for just buying oil, but for everything else. But here's the challenge. How do you even pay for $100 billion in trade when global payment systems won't let you? Deal number 2, the payment system. Let's look at this. February 2022 changed everything when Russia invaded Ukraine. The West kicked Russia banks off SWIFT, the global messaging system banks use for international transfers. Think of SWIFT as the WhatsApp of banking. Every international payment you make goes through this. Your Netflix subscription, your Amazon purchases overseas, money transfers abroad, all SWIFT. Without SWIFT, banks can't communicate. Without communication, money doesn't move. Now look at this. Without money moving, trade dies. This created a massive problem for India. We needed Russian fertilizers. Our food security depends on it. Russia needed our medicines and manufactured goods, but how do we even pay when the payment system or payment infrastructure is fully blocked? India had 3 choices. Stop trading with Russia, watch fuel prices double, and food inflation spiral. Keep using dollar and risk, sanctions. Potentially, this will cripple our banking system. And third, build an alternative. That's exactly what we did. During Putin's visit, India agreed to connect with SPFS, which is nothing but Russia's alternative to SWIFT. But here's the real innovation. We are settling trade in rupees and rubles, no dollars involved. So let me explain why this matters for your wallet. Every time the dollar strengthens by 1 rupee, petrol prices jump by 2 to 3 rupees per liter, electronics become more expensive, even food cost rises because we import fertilizers in dollars. The more we bypass dollar, the less vulnerable we become to global currency shocks. Your monthly budget becomes more predictable. This isn't just about economics, it's actually about financial sovereignty. And if this is already giving you food for thought, just hit the like button and subscribe. Plus, this tells me that you are enjoying this kind of content and keeps me motivated to make more such video for you. Let's look at deal number 3. Russian banks coming to India. Here's something unprecedented. Russian banks are opening branches in India. Not representative offices, not online operations, full-fledged branches on Indian soil. Why does this matter? Let me give you a real example. There's a pharma company in Hyderabad exporting medicines worth 100 crores to Russia. Currently, the payment routes through Dubai, then Turkey, maybe Singapore. Each stop adds delays, fees, and uncertainty. The payment might take 3 months sometimes. It might even get frozen. It might never even arrive. With Russian banks operating in India, payment clears in 48 hours, direct, legal, transparent. But here's the strategic brilliance. American sanctions threatens any banks dealing with Russia. Our banks such as HDFC, ICICI, SBI all have global operations and can't risk sanctions. But Russian banks operating under Indian law on Indian soil, they handle Russia-related transactions without exposing Indian banks to sanctions. It's a masterclass or it's a masterstroke of financial engineering. For Indian businesses, this means predictable payments and new opportunities. For consumer, it means more competitive pricing as trade friction reduces. Deal number 4, the missing oil deal. And what it really means? Everyone expected a massive oil announcement. Instead, complete silence. That silence tells us everything. India is quietly reducing Russian oil dependence. And here's why. Companies like Reliance and IOC have international investors, global operations, and dollar-denominated loans. If they face sanctions for buying Russian oil, their entire business model collapses. Yes, this might mean slightly higher fuel prices in the short term. Your petrol might cost 3 to 5 rupees more per liter, but India and Russia have moved beyond oil. The relationship is transforming from a simple buyer-seller dynamics to something more structural and more long-term. Oil was the beginning. What's now happening is a real partnership. Deal 5, trade corridors that slashes costs by 40%. While everyone's debating oil, India and Russia activated 2 game-changing trade routes. First, the International North-South Transport Corridor, also called as the INSTC. Currently, shipping from Mumbai to Moscow goes through the Suez Canal. Around Europe, a massive detour. The INSTC creates a direct route through Iran and Central Asia. Result? 40% reduction in shipping time, massive cost savings. Second, the China-Vladivostok corridor. This connects India directly to Russia's Far East, a region rich in minerals, timber, and resources crucial for India's infrastructure growth. These aren't just shipping routes, they are insurance against global supply chain disruptions. Remember when the Ever Given blocked the Suez Canal? Global trade froze, prices spiked. These alternative routes ensure India never faces that vulnerability again. For you, everything imported becomes cheaper, everything exported becomes more competitive. Deal number 6, the free trade agreement with 200 million customers. India and Russia are fast tracking a free trade agreement. This opens up a massive market of 200 million consumers for Indian businesses. Currently, Indian products face heavy import duties in Russia. A shirt that costs 500 rupees to manufacture sells at 2000 in Moscow after duties and taxes. The FTA really eliminates these barriers. Suddenly, every Indian pharma company, textile manufacturers, and auto parts maker have access to massive market hungry for non-Chinese alternatives. The projected numbers are staggering. Pharma exports could increase by 25,000 crores. Textiles, 15,000 crores additional exports. Auto components, 10,000 crores. That's not just statistics, that's thousands of new jobs, hundreds of expanding factories, and dozens of small cities becoming export hubs. Deal number 7, defense manufacturing shifts to India. For decades, India bought Russian weapons. Now, we are manufacturing them. That Sukhoi fighter jet part costing $50,000 from Russia, we are making it in Bengaluru for around $20,000. Submarine components that took 6 months to import, manufactured in Mumbai in 3 weeks. This isn't just about defense, it's about creating high-tech manufacturing ecosystem. Every defense component manufactured needs engineers, precision manufacturers, quality control specialists, supply chain experts, and so on and so forth. We are talking about 50,000 plus highly skilled jobs. The technology developed for defense applications spread to civilian industries. Precision engineering for missiles actually improve medical devices. Materials developed for armor enhances automotive safety. These are just examples. There are many such applications that can enhance many of our requirements in India. The result? more efficient, more quality manufacturing in India. Deal number 8, nuclear energy for price stability. While everyone debates renewable energy, India and Russia quietly expanded nuclear cooperation. New reactors at Kundankulam will actually provide stable electricity for decades. Here's what nuclear power means for you. Fixed electricity costs for 30 years. While fossil fuel prices fluctuate with global events, nuclear provides predictable and baseline power. One reactor can actually power a city like Pune continuously, regardless of weather or global energy crisis. For industries, stable power cost means predictable pricing. For consumers, it means your electricity bills won't suddenly spike because of international events. Deal number 9, the labor migration deal nobody expected. And here's what caught everyone off guard. Russia wants Indian workers, hundreds of thousands of them. Russia faces a severe labor crisis currently. The Ukraine conflict, an aging population, and immigration have created massive worker shortages. They need construction workers, engineers, IT professionals, manufacturing specialists, service sector employees. The compensation can anywhere be in the range of 2 to 3 lakhs per month, significantly higher than the Gulf countries. But this isn't just about individual salaries. When 5 lakh Indians work abroad earning 3 lakhs plus monthly salary, they send home 10,000 crores every month. That money flows directly into Indian households, funding education, healthcare, and local businesses. Remittances are more stable than foreign investment. They directly boost consumption and strengthen the rupee. So, let me connect all the dots. This wasn't about individual deals. Putin and Modi just architected a new economic framework. We are transitioning from oil dependency to manufacturing partnership, dollar reliance to currency independence, Western payment systems to an alternate infrastructure, a limited trade to a comprehensive economic integration. It's methodological, strategic, and largely invisible to mainstream media. But over the next decade, these changes will determine your fuel cost, employment opportunities, electricity bills, cost of living. This is India asserting economic sovereignty. We trade with whom we choose, how we choose, without seeking permission. The Western media focuses on symbolism and statements. India and Russia just rewired their economic relationship for the next generation. So tell me, which of these announcements surprised you the most? That's it from me. I'm Nikhil Vargas, and subscribe to learn how to make your finances less tricky with Finicky. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.